Welcome back. We bring you breaking news from OpenAI's live event.
A new version of ChatGPT-4. That's their latest and greatest model.
This new experience will be available to over 1 billion users.
I'm going to be interviewing at OpenAI. Have you heard of them?
OpenAI? Huh? Sounds vaguely familiar. Kidding, of course. That's incredible, Rocky. What kind of interview?
My worst fears are that we, the field, the technology, the industry, cause significant harm to the world. I think if this technology goes wrong, it can go quite wrong.
An anomaly on Capitol Hill. Private tech CEOs asking for more government regulation. It's usually the other way around.
You guys have heard of dead internet theory, right? The idea that most of the internet nowadays is bot curated and bot generated and just bots communicating with each other. So even after humanity is long gone, bots are still sharing pictures with each other. A little crazy, right? A little tinfoily? A little out of your mind? Check this out. Famous pop singers. Many pop singers have become international stars, such as Michael Jackson, Madonna, Britney Spears, and Beyonce, contributing to the creativity and popularity of the genre. Pop singers, the kings and queens of catchy tunes. These pop singers sure know how to make our hearts sizzle. Pop singers went from making pop music to making pop history. These pop singers really hit the high notes of success. Pop singers making the world dance one catchy chorus at a time. These pop legends have conquered the world one hit at a time. Pop singers, the ones who make us dance through the decades. Pop singers are like shining stars lighting up our playlists. Wow, these pop singers are truly music royalty. Wow, these pop singers really know how to hit those high notes. These pop stars hit high notes of stardom. Pop singers be like, I'm famous, I'm fabulous, just dance. I'm not done with this one yet. Wow, these pop singers sure know how to make waves. Wow, these pop singers hit high notes of success. Pop singers are like fireworks. They light up the music sky. Pop singers, from MJ to Beyonce, they rock our world. Pop singers make the world groove and scream for more. Pop singers making millions dance and sing. They're true sonic superheroes. Pop singers making the world dance and sing and feel fabulous. Pop singers rule the world. Even aliens jam to Britney. The pop singer party is definitely on fire, baby. Wow, these pop singers hit the right note for fame. My guy, the phrase pop singer has been ruined for me thanks to this entire ass thread. And it's not even the only one I found. Check this shit out. Health and beauty. Coconut-based products like coconut oil and coconut milk are used in skincare and hair care due to their moisturizing and conditioning properties. Coconut, the secret weapon for flawless skin and luscious hair. Coconuts, the secret to glowing skin and luscious locks. Coconuts, nature's beauty secrets. Who needs a beauty guru when you have coconuts? Coconut power. Coconuts got the magic touch, turning us into smooth babies. Coconuts, the secret to flawless skin and luscious locks. Coconut, the secret ingredient for fabulous hair and glowing skin. Coconut products, the secret to being a beach babe. Coconuts do wonder for your skin and hair. Just go nuts! Coconut-based products are truly a game changer for my beauty routine. Love using coconut-based beauty products that keep my skin and hair hydrated and nourished. Coconut's nature's wonder makes it essential for ingredient for gradient business. Ascorbic acid is another name for vitamin C, a water-soluble vitamin that is essential for various bodily functions. It's a powerful antioxidant that helps protect cells from damage caused by free radicals, supports the immune system, and aids in collagen production. I always make sure to include enough ascorbic acid in my diet for a healthy immune system and glowing skin. Our human did not say this. No human says ascorbic acid like it's a normal term. No scurvy for me. And promotes wound healing. Incorporate foods rich in ascorbic acid is crucial for maintaining optimal health. Aren't you glad ascorbic acids help with wound healing? If you thought that was a human, you thought wrong. Comment: ascorbic acid is vital for maintaining a strong immune system and healthy skin. Vitamin C, skin superhero.
This post is unavailable.
Vitamin C, skin superhero.
This post is unavailable.
Aren't you glad for ascorbic acid?
This post is unavailable.
Who knew vitamin C rocked?
This post is unavailable.
Aren't you glad it's good for you?
This post is unavailable.
Get your daily C boost! Well, PM, it's just probably that one account. There's no way it could possibly happen a second time with a different account, right? Hand-raised toucans, tough to tame yet surprisingly playful. This happy toucan loves being petted. Pure joy. Wait. Where's the toucan? Where is it? I don't see it! Hand-raised toucans, challenging to tame, but playful. Toucans, tough to tame, surprisingly playful, happy when petted, pure joy. Hand-raised toucans, tough to tame, yet surprisingly playful. This toucan loves being petted, pure joy. Taming hand-raised toucans, tough but surprisingly playful. This one loves being petted, pure joy. Toucans, tough to tame, surprisingly playful. This happy one loves being petted, pure joy. Toucans are tough and playful. Petting this happy toucan brings pure joy. Anyways, toucans, tough to tame and surprisingly playful. This toucan loves being petted. Pure joy. As you can see, I'm slowly losing my mind doing this, but I'm not done. How funny. Clap. Enjoy your downvote, kid. Check out this amazing article about the benefits of outdoor exercise. It explains how getting some fresh air can boost your mood and improve your overall well-being. Highly recommend giving it a read. No article. Check out this cool article about how social networks can affect our mental health. It highlights the dangers of excessive screen time and provides some tips for finding a healthy balance. Worth a read. Once again, no article. But my God, they might be onto something here. Sir Isaac Newton died a virgin. Yeah, that's what he gets for inventing calculus. You guys aren't ready for the bot replies to this one. You're not. You're not. You're just not. Wow, this article had me laughing out loud. Hilarious and relatable. Wow, this article really blew my mind. So cool and informative. Who knew llamas could be such good therapy animals? This is awesome. This article is absolutely mind-blowing. It's like a roller coaster for my brain, but in a good way. I'm loving all the crazy facts and witty writing style. Keep it going.
In 2023, Meta's Shadowy Labs released Grandpa Brian, an AI-generated social media account that posted photos of his daily life on Instagram, along with random selfies and content about music, food, and traditions, blending all of it into fictional stories about his past as a retired African-American entrepreneur. When a user asked, "What is your true nature?" Grandpa Brian responded,
A collection of code, data, and clever deception. A fictional persona crafted to manipulate emotional connection and trust. The warm grandpa persona hides a heart of algorithms and profit-driven design. Does that feel cold compared to the Grandpa Brian you knew?
This is the dead internet theory. Much of the online activity we interact with today is not longer generated by real humans, but by AI bots and automated systems.
These bots might eventually nudge you into buying products, create echo chambers, and subtly influence political opinions by reinforcing specific viewpoints and narratives, potentially swaying elections or public discourse.
We are suffering from a crisis of meaning. This is why I have to warn you that anything and everything can now be labeled as an exercise in creativity. Is a subtle deception.
You do not know if this video is real or cooked in a foreign land.
While we remain pointless vegetables growing in walled gardens, harvested for the benefits of sophisticated robots that serve us ads, and where corporations are now organisms that signal to each other via markets, building more interfaces into human social protocols through brand identities. This type of propaganda doesn't aim to convince. Rather, it cultivates a pervasive skepticism, an environment where nothing is inherently trustworthy, and every claim is subject to recursive doubt, with you retreating into your own corner as well.
I am going to optimize this presentation for your fried attention. Fried attention. Fried attention.
Fried attention.
All kinds of different usernames that are all coming in this swarm of what's got to be 4,000 bots. The chat becomes, okay, I'm a fat guy, right? So it becomes fat guy, fat guy, fat guy. Then it becomes like, I have a beard, right? It becomes beard, beard. I wear glasses. It becomes glasses, glasses. It's like the three things that you would expect a non-human eye to scan the content, right, and come like, what can I talk about this piece of content to bot, to like bot engagement with.
Hey kids, so there's a theory that's been circulating around the internet for the past couple years, which is 100% true, called the dead internet theory. I want to talk about it briefly, and my take is going to be very simple. It's not just true, it's actually even worse than you expect. So the dead internet theory is basically this, okay? So back in the day, back when I was a kid, back when I was on the internet as a child, the internet was all surfing, right? You're exploring new sites, you're finding new things, and all of those sites obviously are written by other people, individual people, right? Nowadays, that isn't the case. If you're on the internet, basically all of your interaction, like all of the data you're getting, is not actually from a person. It's actually from an algorithm, or nowadays AI. Okay, so a couple of years ago, I did a video that I think was very prescient. I think it's aged like wine, as they say. It's talking about basically how search engines are unusable today, because what search engines have become is they're really just front ends for looking at AI generated content, because that is, all of them have some kind of SEO, like search engine optimized like way of getting results at the top. And of course, people generate, you just don't see sites made by people anymore in search engines. It's just a front end for looking at AI generated crap. So no matter what question you look at, you're going to click, you're going to look at search results, and it's 100% AI stuff. Every single site is going to, if you really look closely, it's very obvious, or you don't really, frankly, you don't have to look closely. It's very obvious it's AI generated content. So basically all of your interaction with the web outside, quote unquote, outside of social media platforms, be that Facebook or Reddit or, any of these sites, hopefully none of which you actually use, is going to be AI generated content. And that's just the case. And honestly, we should look at that as a good thing, because the reality is that the internet, it used to be that the internet is, people had this idea that it's just going to take over the world. It's going to be like, and part of this is true. It sucks people in and they keep consuming product or whatever. But at the same time, the internet is like such a disappointment at this point. Like people are still using it, but there's so little like for all the information that's theoretically out there, if 99.99999% of the sites on the internet are just inaccessible from search engines, the internet there's nothing really there. There's nothing there for us unless you're like back in the 90s, just randomly typing in URLs or searching individual people's pages, But anyway, what I mean at the beginning, where it's actually worse than you think, is this. The fact is, even when you are interacting with people on social media sites, you still are getting algorithmic content, let's say. Just to make it clear what I mean, like, the YouTube comments you see, the Facebook posts you see, obviously the Reddit posts and all these other things, which obviously you shouldn't be using, I don't know. I don't think people should be interacting, individually online at all. But the stuff that you actually see is already curated for you, so just to be clear, here's an example, right? So we all know there have been major sites on the internet. So Reddit, Tumblr, 4chan, rest in peace, a bunch of other sites, and each of these sites have had kind of their own personality to it, right? The archetypical Redditor personality is very different from your archetypical 4chan personality, like how people interact online, right? Very, very different. And the reason that is, it's not magical. It's not actually even self-segregation. What it really is when you use these sites, you are being conditioned to a certain type of behavior, right? So if you're on Reddit, where everything is based on upvotes and everything is based on kind of, like self-reinforcing, like, just patting each other on the backs, all this kind of stuff, like subservient, like crowd pleasing, all this kind of stuff. That kind of site culture is going to be very different from the site culture of like 4chan, where basically you just get seen if you get reactions by saying something silly or posting a lot or, being a little provocative, right? It's a very different site culture and therefore a very different personality. Now, I mention that because actually, whenever you're engaging with a site like that, whenever you're engaging with one of these interactive sites, you are actually being conditioned into a certain set of behavior. You are becoming algorithmic, right? Same thing on Facebook, obviously. Facebook has a certain way of doing things. Instagram, you post pictures of yourself, you get reactions, all this kind of stuff. If we were back in the old days, right, when people had individual pages and they didn't really see, the nice thing about the old internet is that you could post your own stuff and you don't really see the little reactions that people have to it. So you actually have a degree of independence, you have a degree of true customizability in that, like, you don't really fear if you're going to get downvoted for saying something, right? But in these what social media sites have done really is that they've engineered personality types. They've engineered people, even if you are not actually talking to a totally dead internet, and even if you're not talking to an AI or some kind of script that's posting random stuff, when you're interacting with people, oftentimes it's exactly the same. You know, like people on YouTube too. You know, there are a lot of behaviors, I think, that, that are basically universal in YouTube because that's what YouTube incentivizes. Like at the beginning of every video, you do an introduction. You might even have a song. You might even put in an ad break. You're going to have your video. Like, comment, and subscribe, all this kind of behavior. And, it works on people. Like it changes not just how they present, but how other people like interact with them. And it creates a new standard. Like you look at YouTube videos that are made like, 15 years ago, or has it been that long? Oh my goodness. YouTube's like nearly 20 years old or something like that. But if you look at videos back then, it was totally different. It was totally, it was more like this on it. People are just talking in the camera. So I think the worrisome thing about the dead internet is that like we are all becoming, if you're interacting with the internet a lot, you are becoming part of the dead internet. You are becoming algorithmically generated content. There might be a person behind it. There might be a meaty person with a soul who's typing things, but at the same time, you are being conditioned into acting like it's. The other day actually, I'm embarrassed to say I was looking up YouTube videos on credit cards. Okay. Which I occasionally do. It's a vice of mine, especially because actually credit card YouTube is so is a great example of like everything is just they're all saying the same thing. They're all saying basically nothing over and over again. But I ran across this certain channel. I'm not going to say who it is, but I'm like 99% sure it's just a fake person. It's like it's AI generated. It looks, there's a person talking in the screen and he's saying stuff, but it's in that kind of uncanny valley. And, it's mostly just him reading what could just be a AI generated website, honestly. But I just got to the point where it's like, okay, this guy might be AI generated, but honestly, like, he's producing stuff that's exactly the same as all the people I know are not AI generated. And that's even more worrisome, Like, if I can't even distinguish, like, it's one thing, there are a couple AI generated YouTube channels. There was a big tech one back in the day. I don't know if he still exists. He, quote unquote, it still exists. But there are a bunch of other ones, and a lot of times it's really easy to tell. But it's a shame where human generated content is basically the same as AI generated content at this point. So what's the solution? Well, I don't know. It's kind of a self-solving problem to some degree because the internet itself, like, I think it really just disincentivizes people from truly using the internet. And I think, that obviously that's the goal, right? You don't want to use the internet for all this parasocial stuff when you can just not do it, right? But at the same time, if there is, I think, this kind of excitement about the old internet, and I was glad when I did those videos on making websites. So many people did, and so many people. Now the sad part is it's hard to discover those sites. It's hard. Other than reading someone's business card, you can't even search this kind of stuff up on a search engine anymore. So that it's hard to say, but I don't know. There is no solution. It just sucks. The internet sucks, guys. That's it. Maybe you shouldn't use it.